One of the things I love most about having this channel is all the fun stuff I get to try out or even rediscover. So today I'm going to share the products that I have loved the most this past month. So we are talking skin, body, makeup, fashion, and even some things that made travel just a bit better. Like we always do, we're going to start with skincare. So first up is what I'm actually calling a new favorite, and it is by Naturium. Now, it's not a new product, it's just new to me. It's called the Fermented Camellia Creamy Cleansing Oil, and it knocked my socks off. I've recently concluded, after many years of use, probably because of this product itself, that I officially don't like cleansing oils. And believe me, I have tried many. In fact, I have multiple versions in my bathroom right now that I just need to use up. Now, I love their effectiveness. Like, I know that they work, but they're just too messy. You know, water drips down my arms. That's of course, unless I'm wearing these little fuzzy wristbands, which do work. It's just the whole process I find to be a pain. But then I tried this product, and it kind of has all the benefits of an oil without acting like an oil. So it's creamy instead of runny. So it comes out as a gel, and then you warm it up in between your hands where it starts to work like an oil. But it's not a runny oil. It's not going all over the place. And you apply it on to dry skin. So just like regular oils, you add a bit of water to emulsify, and then you get to work. But there's no drippiness. There's just no need to kind of hover over the sink, which I do in case things start to drip down. So I absolutely love this product. Now, I bought it on a previous trip home to the US, which must have been last February, and I just kind of forgot about it. Because yes, I do have quite a big stash of things over there in the corner that are just there for me to try. But I can tell you right now, I'm really wishing that it hadn't taken me so long. I mean, this is a fabulous product. It will forever, well, I say forever, but I think it will forever replace my cleansing oils. And it's only $20 for, I think it's 103 mils or 3.5 fluid ounces. Now, I don't know yet if I can buy this at Space NK here in Dublin. And if they do, I will definitely be picking it up. Or on my next trip back home to the US, I will be picking up too. It's that good. So next up is a sunscreen that I have been using a lot in August. Now, I do tend to swap them up quite regularly, daily actually. I would generally have about 5 on the go at any given time, and just depending what I want, I reach and go. But this is the one that I've been using over and over and over the past probably 3 weeks. It's called the Future Youth Daily Turnaround Hydrating Moisturizer SPF 50 by Pacifica. Now, this was an impulse purchase in Target earlier this year, and it was a brand that I hadn't heard of. I did include this in my sunscreen challenge video, which I did in May, so I will put a link to that down below. This is a chemical sunscreen, and just so you know, I mostly wear chemical. It works perfectly fine for my skin, so I have nothing to worry about. But it also has a huge amount of skin-loving ingredients. It has niacinamide, it has 5 different antioxidants to give further protection to the skin, and it has 5 different peptides that provide anti-aging benefits. Yay. Now, it does come out as a white color, but it dissipates immediately. I find that it sinks really beautifully into the skin. It is super hydrating, and there's that slight sheen to it that I like, a little bit of a glow. Okay, but I'm going to be honest, there is a downside to it, and I have to be very careful. It stings my eyes. So generally, I spread SPF all over my face when I'm applying it, all over the eyes and everything. I don't even think twice about it. But this will sting the eyes. I think I went into work one day last week forgetting that, and my eyes hurt all day. So as long as you're careful, it's okay. So I will put it underneath the eyes, and I can even put it up here. I just don't put it on my eyelids. And in that case, it's perfectly fine. I actually think this is a great sunscreen, and I keep reaching for it. I think it's about $26 for 50 mils, which is 1.7 fluid ounces, and I think it's a great price. Next up is a body product, and this is by one of my favorite Irish brands called Pestle and Mortar. I've talked about them a lot on this channel. I think they're great. This is called the Nimbu Body Butter, and it was actually a really big surprise. I remember when it launched, probably about 2 years ago. I saw it all over social media, and I don't know why I never picked it up. I just didn't. Now, strangely enough, this was a gift I received for signing up to a women's business networking club here in Ireland. I know, I thought it was kind of strange, but actually not at all. It's an all ladies kind of a situation. Anyway, it was love at first try. It's this really strange combination. Like, it looks like it's light and whipped, but it's really luxurious, and deeply hydrating. I mean, the hydration punch is out of this world. This is definitely heading to the top of the class for body butters, in my opinion. It has a ceramide complex, which is there to protect the skin barrier and lock in moisture. It has avocado oil, it has shea butter, which are there to hydrate and reduce flakiness, and it has turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. Now, this is a product that I am absolutely going to repurchase when she goes empty. I'm actually flying through it at the minute. I think it retails for about 26 euros for 200 grams, and I think it's well worth the money. And if you're looking for a body butter that's sort of heavy without feeling heavy, this is a really good option. Next up is a hand cream. And let me tell you, it takes a really, really good product to make it into one of my videos. To say that I'm obsessive about hand creams would be an understatement. No joke when I say I apply this stuff at least 10 times a day. I have one in the kitchen, I have one in the living room, one on my desk at work. I actually have two on my desk here, and there's always one in my handbag. I just can't stand dry hands. It's just a thing. It's always been a thing. But what's worse is that I honestly think that 90% of what's on the market isn't any good. And I swear to you, I've tried everything. I just don't find them sufficient for hydration. Now, I can put a cream on and literally 5 minutes later, my hands are dry. I mean, what is up with that? And I don't think I have a severe dry hand situation going on. It's just that I think that a lot of products aren't that good. Okay, rant over. So I was sent this product in PR, and it's a brand I never heard of called Koba Skincare. Now, Koba means turtle in Lingala, which is a language used in parts of the Republic of Congo. And this is sort of a nod to the heritage of the founder of Koba. And by the way, as a total aside, my day job is working for a branding agency, so I'm particularly interested in where names come from. Like, I think it's a really important part of a brand story. So anyway, turtles in relation to Koba's story symbolizes longevity and protection. It's that idea of shielding your skin against external aggressors. I have to say, I love that. So this is called the Touch Me Hand Cream, and this is for the true hand cream lover. It contains shea butter and sweet almond oil, which are there to soothe and moisturize the skin. It has niacinamide to even out the tone, and it's something called saffao oil, and this is new to me, obviously. I have no idea how to pronounce it. And it's rich in fatty acids as well as vitamins C and E, so that's really going to keep the skin hydrated, protected, and soothed. And I can tell you, man, this stuff works. And the scent. I really, really like this. More, I think, probably than any other hand cream I've used. It's not floral or fruity, although it does say that it has citrus notes in it, which I personally don't get, but it's more of a woody, kind of a spicy scent. And that, my friends, is exactly what I like. It's not frilly or sweet or anything like that. Oh my gosh, it's just so nice. And I'm also using their Gold Drip Nourishing Body Oil. You can see I'm actually almost out of it. And this has that wonderful same scent. Now, I keep this in my shower and I apply it directly to damp skin. Now, not wet skin, but damp skin. And I have to tell you, my skin is really, really liking it. Just a quick aside, guys. If you're enjoying this video, I would love it if you would hit that like button so that this video reaches more people, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, next up is makeup. Now, I picked up this item probably 8 months ago, no joke. It's the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Hybrid Powder Foundation, and I have it in the color 40. Now, they say it's a hybrid because they say it delivers the performance of a liquid with the comfort of a powder. And by the way, that is music to my ears. Now, it was actually Kim Spader on Instagram that made me buy this. K Spader 79 is all about makeup for mature skin. And she did a post wearing this product. Now, if y'all are over 40, then you know powder makeup generally doesn't play nice with our skin. It's just not kind to fine lines and wrinkles, to dull skin, or those dry patches that we can get. But she paired this with a super glowy, hydrating product underneath. Now, hers was the e.l.f. Skin Suntouchables Whoa Glow Sunscreen. Now, I did run out and buy them both. And I have to admit, I didn't love the combo. So as a result, this just sat in a drawer for 8 months or so. But the other day, I was about to run out of the house and I was feeling just a little bit too glowy, you know, too shiny, which, by the way, is very hard to do because I love a good glow. So I just whipped this guy out and I put a little bit on top just in certain areas. And you know what? It worked a treat. So I started experimenting a bit. And that led me to a really nice duo. So one of my favorites, I've talked about it a lot on this channel, is the e.l.f. Halo Halo Glow Liquid Filter. So I used this first, and then I put a bit of this on top, and it worked great. Now the key is just a touch of it, not too much. And it has been a fantastic sort of end of the summer makeup duo. It's just great for hot weather. You know, ultimately, I love a powder foundation. I really don't like liquid. I do see them as a necessary evil, particularly for mature skin, but it kind of goes back to that messy back of your hand. I don't know, I just don't really like it. And I've always loved powders. So to have one in the arsenal that works for my skin, I'm a happy girl. However, I think that the brush that you use for this really matters in order to keep it light, because this is actually a medium to full coverage product, which is probably why I didn't like it the first time around. So you have to use it very sparingly. So I prefer a very loose and a light brush. So this is the MAC 187 Duo Fiber Stippling Brush. It's such a great brush. I've had it for years. So much so that the lettering is kind of rubbing off. But it is perfect if you really need a light touch. Otherwise, this is going to get way too heavy, which is probably why I didn't like it the first time around. But I think it's great. It's totally affordable. And if you just get that balance right, your skin looks great, and it actually does last all day. Okay, next up, we're moving into a few clothing bits. Now, I think I've mentioned in videos before that spring summer is my favorite season for clothing, which is ironic because of where I live. It's cold and it's wet here, and I only get to wear this part of my wardrobe very infrequently, particularly compared to my previous lives in Florida and California. But I picked up a few things this summer that are such a wonderful addition to the wardrobe. By the way, I retired 2 dresses this year, which means I had to throw them out because they were actually just beyond help. And both of those I got when I was pregnant with Zoe. Zoe just turned 17 last weekend. So that's how long I will keep great, quality pieces that stand the test of time. And this dress is one of them. It's the Florence embroidered linen maxi dress by a company called FWP by Ray. Now they are a UK brand, and I've picked up a few pieces for them that I really, really like. This is the perfect summer dress for me. I wore it nonstop in California, and it looks like I may squeeze a few more wears in before I pack away my summer clothes, which, yes, I have to do here in Ireland. This is a blend of linen and cotton. I think it's 30% linen to 70% cotton, but it has that sort of thick, stiff feeling to it, which means it's actually going to last for years. It has this Indian-inspired embroidery across the front panel with lovely edging little lace detail, and the back. It has these just delicate crisscross straps that are just so pretty. And I'm really into buying investment pieces, the clothing that's going to last year after year. And this is definitely one of those pieces. And I was able to wear it super casual with flip-flops, and I was able to put on a pair of sort of heeled sandals that went out for dinner. So it was really, really versatile, which is great. Now I got it in the color cinnamon, which is best for my skin tone, but they do also have it in black and in a bright blue. And in fact, if they had it in more sort of warm colors, I'm absolutely no, I would have bought more. Now I have this in a size small, but I did have to take it up a bit in the straps. I'm only 5 feet and short torso, so pretty much everything has to get altered. And I do have to apologize. I have 0 photos of me in this dress. I am the worst content creator ever. I pretty much took no photos of myself on this entire trip. Lots of my environment and family, but none of me. I think I'm going to blame Gary for that. Generally, that's his job. Okay, so next up might be silly, but I like it so much, I'm going to have to tell you about it because they work. I bought these from an Instagram ad, and I'm sure Gary is rolling his eyes right now. I'm calling them a no-show sling back half sock. They're genius. So unlike regular non-socks that wrap around the whole footbed from toe to heel, this has a little strap that wraps around the heel instead. I'm not going to put them on my feet, but this is sort of the idea of them, right? So it has this front bit that goes around the toes, and this goes on to the back of your heel. It's incredibly comfortable. It's flexible, and they do not fall off. Now, what that means, of course, is that your heel isn't covered on the bottom. And you know what? I'm cool with it. It's not the part that bothers me the most. It's really this part here that I like to have a bit of cushion. Now, these are best for flats, for heels, or shoes where you see the top of your foot. Now, if I'm wearing sneakers, I would go for the Bombas, which are far more coverage and a bit squishier. Now, I cannot figure out why I bought these. Can't find the receipt anywhere. It has vanished. So I have found a similar one on Amazon, and thank goodness, because I'm going to buy more. These are genius, and they're cheap, and they wash great. so far. And the very last category is travel. Now, I was moving around a lot in August, so there are a few things that I think made a big difference and I would buy again tomorrow. Now, the first thing I want to mention is a suitcase by Monos. It is the 22-inch spinner carry-on, not to be confused with the Carry-On Pro or Plus. Now, you guys, I'm on a personal mission to no longer check a bag when I travel. If you could see Gary's face right now. However, there's a big asterisk here. Like when I fly home to the US to see family, when I go for a couple of weeks, I plan accordingly and I take the biggest suitcase humanly possible so that I can bring stuff back. Now, as my haul videos show, and I will put a link to my most recent one just last week down below, I save up my pennies for those trips because I like to buy the things that I can't buy here in Ireland. So this mission applies to all European travel, of which I do a fair amount, or weekend only trips to the US, which I do from time to time. Now, Gary doesn't think I can do this. So mission success is even more critical. I swear to you, I'm going to get this done. And for this exact reason, I have exhaustively researched carry-on bags. And because Ireland's low-cost airline, which is called Ryanair, is the most stringent, or should I say stingy, when it comes to size allowance. So I needed to find the carry-on with the most space in the smallest footprint. And this is what I went for. It has a whole host of features that really matter, I think, when it comes to travel, like smooth, quiet wheels, a sturdy handle, and the most space I could find. See, particularly when you're traveling in Europe, you've got these cobblestone streets. You could be walking around a lot. When we go to Lisbon for events, we're walking all over the place. So you need something that's sturdy, that's going to stand up and can deal with cobblestone streets. Now, if I didn't live in Ireland, I would definitely go for the slightly bigger version, which is the Plus. It's just a little bit bigger, but Ryanair will catch me and make me check that into the plane. And I don't want to do that. Now, I was quite lucky at the time of purchase because it was on sale at Nordstrom. So I think I got it for $185 instead of the $255. But you know what? I know it's going to be worth every penny. So now I just can't wait for my first carry-on only trip, which I think might be in Spain in September. We'll see. Now, my next fave is another carry-on essential. See, there's a theme here. I've been all over the place researching this stuff. These are travel pouches for toiletries. Now, I found these on Amazon and they are genius. They are the smallest and flattest containers that really only get as big as the amount of stuff that you put in them. I mean, this came with a ton of them and, in different sizes, and even just these little tiny containers that are great for putting in like creams, eye creams, whatever little small things that you want, which makes the stuff just easier to move about. And they have these labels that you can just write on to identify the contents. So I used these three for a 2-week holiday and I was shocked at how little I actually needed to pack. I just used these for hair products. I used shampoo, conditioner, and mask. But this is gonna go great for skincare when the time comes. And it's just perfect for that carry-on. Those little plastic bags where you have to take it out when you go into the airport security. Now, I know that some airports don't require it anymore, but it appears that all the ones that I travel to do. So this is just going to be great. Now, the only downside is I found that the labels came off after 2 weeks in the shower. I don't think there's anything you can do about that. Constant wet is going to take off a sticker, so it's no big deal. But I'd say if you're not putting them in the shower, they're probably going to stay put. And the very last thing on my list is my travel pillow. I know I've mentioned this before. I keep mentioning it because I think it's worthy of the mention. It is the Travel Pillow Plus by Turtle. Guys, I'm not exaggerating when I say I have tried just about every travel pillow known to man, and this is by far the best of them so far. Now, I've been living abroad for 19 years, and I do transatlantic flights anywhere from 2 to 4 times a year. That is a lot of lost sleep. The red eyes, where you fly overnight, oh my gosh, they suck. They're so painful. It's just really difficult to get comfortable enough to sleep sitting up. So I have put a lot of time and a lot of money into experimenting and trying things out that are going to make long hauls better. So if you travel a lot or you do long distances, this is worth the money. Essentially, it helps you sleep sitting up. It wraps around your neck and keeps it in place. It kind of has this internal bone structure. It's made of plastic that just props you up. There's no head bobble. There's no neck ache. Now, I think I bought the first version probably 6 years ago. I think I kind of wore it out. And since then, they've launched a bunch of different options. They have a kids option. And I got the cooling version, which is designed to stay cool, which is really nice for those of us that get hot flashes. But I actually found that it was too tall for my neck. So then I got the Turtle Plus. And this actually adjusts shorter for the petites, or it can actually go much taller for those that are really tall. I actually ended up buying one of the regular ones for Gary, and I think he's a big fan too. So I've even started taking this on shorter trips, like the European trips, because typically when I'm coming home from somewhere, whether France or Portugal or whatever, I'm generally returning quite late into Dublin, and I end up trying to catch some Z's on the plane ride back. So this is now coming with me pretty much all of the time, because it just makes everything a heck of a lot nicer. You can actually get some sleep. So guys, that's it for today's video. What are your thoughts? Have you tried any of these products? And more importantly, what have you been loving the past month? You know I love hearing from you, so please leave your comments down below. And if you made it this far, leave me a little heart emoji. It always makes me so happy. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you at the next video.